Hi, I'm Sonya Ward from Harmony Success Solutions. And before I get started on today's discussion, I'd like to invite you to my new forum, The Media Mixer. Find me at www.themediamixer.com, and I really want you to make sure that you find that special tab to my blog called A Beautiful Persistence. There I will share current events, news you can use, entertainment information, what's hot and what's not, wellness tips, weight management systems, everything from cosmetics to hair, nails, skin, fashion, what's hot in technology, just about everything. There's no telling what I will be discussing from day to day, because you will be experiencing diversity's corner when you come to the Media Mixer, because I'll be mixing up information. But my goal is to share good information that is useful to you and that you have interest in and that you can relate to in terms of your real life circumstances, and remix it in a manner where hope and faith are restored rather than broken. A lot of times we receive negative information because really bad things happen, and we're drawn to it, and we talk about it, and we rehearse it, and we float it, and we continue to share it with one another, and that's human nature. But at the end of the day, if we take information and we leave it right there, what good is it towards our betterment, towards our growth, towards our wellness, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually? What good is it towards world change if we drop it right there? You know, it happened, we talk about it until it almost falls apart, and then we're on to the next event. No, I prefer to look at information in a way that we can really measure it and understand where God's voice is in it. In other words, what God is saying to us, how He's appealing to our heart and spirit, because we are change agents. You know, we are not just people in a system of things. We are actually planted. God created us for a reason and for a purpose, and everything that we come in touch with and we interact with has the potential to be changed considerably depending upon how we handle or mishandle the information that we receive. And the information we receive begins in our attitudes, in our thinking, in our thoughts, the way we process that information, and how that information begins to shape our attitudes, and then event after event begin to build walls and to build attitudes that make it difficult for us to be the change agents that we were created to be. We do have the power to change. We have a voice. We all have a voice. And here at the Media Mixer, I'd like to be your voice. Come to me and tell me what you want to talk about, and we'll have that discussion. Participate in my discussions, in my blogs, in my rants, in my video, my viral messaging. I'd love for you to participate. Leave your comments, good, bad, or indifferent. Challenge me. It doesn't mean that I'm always right, and it doesn't mean that I can't be challenged, and it doesn't mean that we can both have very differences of opinions, yet disagree considerably, you know? Not yet disagree considerably, that's the same thing. Redundancy. Okay, so let me get my communication wheels together. That we can have variances of opinion, considerable disagreements, but yet still come together and communicate in a healthy manner without being offensive and degrading to one another, so to speak, you know? Like, eliminate the hate and really talk about it and see if we can get the value out of the valley that we're currently in. And so through the Media Mixer, I plan to do that. I've got this great blog corner called A Beautiful Persistence, and I call it that. Because I'm very persistent about seeing the beauty in mankind, in you, and in myself, and in those who are around me, even in the most damnable situations. Like, in other words, maybe a very difficult person to love and to embrace and to understand, but the persistence of my scope is going to come through a beautiful filter, you know? I know that God makes all things beautiful in His time, but that means that it's exposed, but it also means that it's there. And so I will patiently await for all of us to evolve, because it is my hope that we will move from a place where we're in a broken system where we deal with injustices, where we deal with self-hate and divisional hate and prejudices and racism and, all of this segregation, light skin, dark skin, Hispanic, Spanish, Puerto Rican, Italian, white, whatever, it's just so much division in the world. And so I do believe that we all have a voice, and that we've been shaped by our environment and by our upbringing, and the people who have been able to invest in our lives, our parents, our friends, the people in our communities, in our school systems, and in our churches, and everywhere else. They have taken a part in supporting the good in us as well as the bad in us. And so let's just understand what I'm trying to convey is that I perceive the beauty, and I refuse to see it any other way. And even if the beauty cannot be seen, I know in my heart that it's there somewhere. And so I'm the one with the shovel and with all the tools to try to dig it up and expose it, to expose the diamond in the rough, and to restore hope and faith. It won't always happen, but where it can happen, there it can happen. And so please visit me at www.themediamixer.com, where I will just be, going hard on a diversity of topics and subjects. And some will come from my own inspiration. Others will come from the Ask Me Anything. I do receive those via email on that site. You just click on Ask Me Anything and you drop it like it's hot, and I'll show up and have that discussion and talk about whatever it is that's on your mind. And then the participators can leave their comments and be instrumental and helpful in taking it to the next level, or challenging what's been said, so that we can have a greater understanding and appreciation for the way that certain information impacts, inspires, or reaches others. How they resonate it, how it sits in their mind and their spirit and in their emotions. Okay, so again, I am Sonya Ward. I am TMM. I am the Media Mixer, and I will be vlogging until I turn blue, and I ain't turning blue no time soon. And so that means I'll be vlogging for a very long time, God willing. God be with me. I'm excited. I'm really excited about where I am in terms of what I'm doing, what I'm offering, and how I'm offering it. I just want to plug in and let you know that I am smack in the middle of my new book, and I'm going to plug right now, let you know it's called Passion at the Crossroads. And under a whole different discussion, I will begin to talk to you about what exactly that means. But there are crossroads in our life, and they happen over and over and over again, and some of them knock the freaking wind out of us. But we don't want you to lose your passion. I don't want you to lose your passion. I don't want you to have your purpose derailed. You've got to have passion enough to carry you through every crossroads in your life. Sometimes when life changes and you have a serious moment of transition in your life, it's often common that we draw back and shrink back, and we don't do us anymore. And this book, I want to minister to you, and I want to empower you and inspire you and motivate you through every storm, through every transition, good, bad, or indifferent. Because if you stay focused, you'll stay focused. Understand me? You will stay focused. Okay, I want to thank you for stopping by and listening to today's rant. And I want to remind you to give a shout out to Antoinette Tuff, who on Wednesday afternoon was extremely brave as she talked down a mentally ill gunman, getting him to turn down his weapon and turn himself in. Not one casualty as a result of her heroism. Not one child was harmed, not one school administrator, not one police officer, and even the self-inflicted victim. And I call him that because what's his name? His name is Michael Brandon Hill. He's 20 years old, struggling with mental illness. From what we've learned, it's bipolar disorder. Very easily could have been shot and killed by the officers, and rightfully so. He had an armed weapon, and he endangered children. But the man is struggling, and he's in pain. And because of his pain, and because of the Christ that sits inside of Antoinette. She was able to reach out and touch him in his pain and relate to him, which caused him to trust her enough to walk out without harming one soul. And so she deserves kudos like through the roof, you know. Seriously, I celebrate this woman, and I pray that you will consider what I see as a natural gift. I see that you are a negotiator, and you are able to really relate to people who are broken. And so I don't know where you are in your career in terms of, I know that you're a clerk at the school. I don't know if that is your career goal or if you are searching or seeking your true purpose. But I think God just pointed it to you. So I remember how Tom Joyner offered a scholarship to Rachel Gentile so that she could complete high school and go through college, and I just thought that was so awesome. I hope somebody reaches out to you for your heroism and helps you to walk into a career that you were built for, born for. Such a day as that day on Wednesday, you evidenced the talent, the tenacity, the patience, the compassion to be able to help someone who could critically harm others. And you reached him and you touched him and you made a difference. You made a difference not only in his life, but in the lives of those children, their loved ones, and the entire administration. So I thank God for you today, and I celebrate you, and all the best. I think, again, that if you really think about it, God just showed you in the most beautiful way. So I certainly hope you're persistent about following the footsteps and the blueprint to become a totally equipped, prepared, and employed negotiator to help others in ways that many just don't know how. What a difference you made. I think God planted you there, specifically, you, deliberately. I certainly hope you pay attention to what has taken place, because I think it's pointing you towards your purpose, okay? So God bless you, your family, and all of the residents of DeKalb County and Decatur, Georgia. I'm Sonya Reward from Harmony Success Solutions, bringing you news you can use from themediamixer.com. And again, visit me where I rant at a beautiful persistence. Once again, I love you. Thanks for stopping by. Please sub me if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up if you like my video, and share it with your friends. Take care.